Has anyone been an animal in a past life? My 7-year-old daughter explained to me today how she had been here longer than me. When I asked, "But I'm much older than you, so how can that be true?" she replied, "I've been alive before and I died and then came back." As spooked as I was, I calmly asked my daughter a few questions about why she had said this. My daughter calmly and confidently went on to explain that she was a dog, Puppy, in a past life that died. I asked her where she lived and she said India. I asked what her name was and she replied Gia. She went on to explain how it was a long time ago before cars, and that it took a long time to come back as who she is now. When I asked where she had been between the dog that had died and her being born as my daughter, she replied, "It takes a long time. It's not easy, you know." She went on to answer my further questions about where she lived as a dog and who her owners and friends were. I've googled Indian dog Gia, and it seems Gia is a popular name for both female dogs and girls in India. My daughter seems to know a lot about life and has always shocked people with comments she makes. People often say she has been here before. An old soul, they say. I also read somewhere that when an animal reaches its highest form of reincarnation in the animal world, if it is worthy, it is sometimes possible for the spirit to be reincarnated into a human form. Yogic transmigration, I believe it is called. However, I also understand that it can take a long time for this to happen. Multiple incarnations are often required in order for the spirit of an animal to reach human vibrational frequency. This lengthy process may also support what my daughter is saying. She said it was a long time ago in the old days, before cars or so. Maybe she's speaking of a previous incarnation, but not the last one. In contrast to this, I also read that Hindus believe it is possible to reincarnate back and forth from animal to human, dependent on what you choose or what you associate yourself with during your life. A human who associates too much with a dog, for example, may find himself reincarnated as a dog. With this, then I believe it may be possible for a dog who associates well with humans to then be given the opportunity to reincarnate as a human. I'm very spooked by my daughter's comments, but at the same time I'm also very happy. Even if this is all a kid's story, then I still think it's beautiful that my daughter has such a vivid imagination. Part of me hopes her story is true, as it would be such a beautiful thing to believe. I'm looking forward to exploring this more with my daughter to see what other stories she has to offer.